I'm Laura, and this is my partner Matt, and we're from Western Australia. We're used to travelling around some pretty hot places and sleeping in a swag, so we've decided to get out of our comfort zone and head somewhere cold. So we've flown to Tasmania, hired a camper van, and trying out the hashtag van life around the holiday island.
So last night we just stayed in a caravan park. We are having our breakfast and ready to start the day. Good morning, guys. So we have actually headed our way a little bit further south. We said we were going to be heading north, but we realized we almost missed a whole section of the island. We've actually come down to see the Tessellated Pavement. So it's actually like a natural formation. So essentially these rocks are like rocks, granite, I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up. Okay guys, so we've made it up to the top. Giving you an idea, check this out, they really do look like tiles. So we're reading the sign and it says that over obviously millions and millions of years, the salt in the ocean water, the salt crystals fall into the tiny little crevices in the rocks and it breaks the rocks apart. So essentially that's what you're left with all these little like tiled areas. Apparently it's a phenomenon, so it's not a common thing, which is why we're coming to see it. That's cool, eh? Oh yeah, totally. Look at this, like you can see how like over the years and the waves and all that have crashed into it and broken them all apart. We've just rocked up at the next place. We have come out to see the blowhole on the other side of Pirates Bay.
Is the hole blowing?
I don't know.
Oh.
We kind of got a bit excited at that one. Matt's favourite birds are the fairy wrens, but let's go check out these sites.
Good fish one up here.
From this angle you can kind of see the light coming through at the end of the tunnel. Okay, it wasn't too much of a blowhole. It's probably because it's not the right type of weather and not the tide isn't at the right time of the day. But let's go check out the next spot. Whew. So we're currently looking at the Tasman Archway. So Matt and I, we've made our way out to the Lavender farm to try lavender infused foods. The lavender white chocolate, hot chocolate. It's different, but no, it is nice. Next I'm going to be having pancakes with lavender in it. And guys, the only reason why I got this is because I really wanted to know what lavender ice cream tastes like. It just tastes vanilla-y. Let me enjoy. I think my problem was that when I imagine lavender, I imagine like soaps and oils. So my brain was telling me I was going to be eating soup. So Matt and I, we've just come inside the distillery that's at the lavender farm, and we've just watched an instructional video. And essentially, one of these sacks that's full of lavender will only produce 100 mils of lavender oil.
Welcome to Port Arthur Lavender.
Now obviously the lavender, it's kind of gone for the season because we're currently now in winter, but still nice to see. Maybe it just gives me an excuse to come back in the right season. So we've actually now made our way to Port Arthur. So Port Arthur is like a penal colony. It was the original prison. Essentially this is where they would send all the convicts. We were having a little read about some of the reasons why some of the convicts were sent here, and they didn't quite make sense to me, because one person was sent to exile. Essentially means you know, banished from England, sent to Australia for pickpocketing, and he was sentenced to life, where there is another person who was given a 7-year sentence for murder. Please explain that one. To think that there was just one room for one person. Here you go. This gives you like a bit of a perspective. One of the other reasons why Matt and I decided to come out to Port Arthur is it has great significance to Australia. It was kind of a blessing in disguise. Everyone hears that Australia doesn't have guns. We do have guns, but essentially we just don't have automatic weapons anymore. In 1996, someone came here to Port Arthur. They went to the cafe at the entrance, then decided to sit up and pull out a automatic rifle out of his backpack and start shooting. He shot 20 people dead and injured 18 people, and then from that day onwards the Prime Minister at the time was like, you know what, no more. So what our government did is they did a buyback. So everyone that had weapons that they wanted to trade in, they were given cash for it. I'm not really sure if it was worth the amount of money that the guns were, but because of the mass shooting, the public was right on board with it, and we're like, yep, no more. So you can get guns. The only people that can get guns are people that are part of a gun club, or people that have rural properties that have problems with like foxes and rabbits and whatnot. Yeah. Now I understand a lot of Americans are probably thinking, oh what, no guns? But you know what? We can send our children to school in peace. We're about to go on a little cruisy doozy. So we finished our little boat cruise. We're still walking around Port Arthur. We just learnt on our cruise that from the age of 7 in England, you could have been convicted and been sent Ready? From the age of 7, you could have been convicted and sent to Australia, to Van Diemen's Land, which is essentially what Tasmania used to be called. That is terrible. Well, Maddie, you could be sent to jail right now. You're not on the footpath anymore.
Hey.
Hey.
I need a coin.
7 years jail.
I need a coin.
Okay.
Ah, damn it.
Make a wish, make a wish. You never know.
It didn't come true because it didn't end top.
Ah.
That's what I wish for.
There is a castle. Let's go to the castle. So we also learned on our tour that these buildings didn't just like fall down on their own 100%. When the place... He just farted. Anyway, when the place closed, essentially building materials were quite sparse, so they ended up taking a lot of the building materials down, which is why there's no like roof structures, or there's obviously multiple stories, and the floor was made of wood. They needed the wood. But let me go check out the castle. It's actually it was a church, but I'm gonna go get my Harry Potter experience. So essentially we're reading that this church held the Australia's oldest bells. Essentially they were the first bells to ever be cast in Australia. Fun facts of the day. So we've come down the coast just that little bit further than Port Arthur. I can't remember the name of this right this very second. I'll write it on the screen. And then we're actually going to go check out a cave, which is a 15-minute walk away from here. Hopefully the tide is low enough. Let's go find out. Oh, here we go. It was minging. Let's go to Remarkable Bay. More stairs. I think my legs are going to be buggered by the end of the day. Alright, let's go. You can hear the rocks getting tangled. Hear the rocks?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Type end or something.
Maybe. Yeah, I think that was the bridge.
We are at our next caravan camp spot in insert name here. I can't remember. Having dinner. All our campers, friends are here. I like how we call them friends. We don't even know who they are. But essentially, we're there. And we're just gonna chillax for the rest of the night. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.